Hi there guys, welcome to a new FDMY21 video, and today there's been a bit of a break because I've been cleaning out the garage a little bit. I will just quickly show you, I won't go too much into detail, but basically before you couldn't even see any of this. There's essentially now a walkway through past the 126 to the back door, so there's easy access to the lawnmower and the Sinclair. The 126 is here, still under a few parts that I need to sort out, still a few bits I need to sort out in areas like up here, but essentially we want all the shelving and everything up here, and have, you know, all of the consumables and everything up here. And then we want all the tools in this area, the MIG welders down here, you know, the car creepers here, various bits. Anyway, I'm trying to roughly get it sorted out, so at least there's a pathway now, and then things like the oils, which are all in one area down there, they can make their way to a shelving area, for example. So that's why there's been a brief break on this, but also I was waiting for the fuel filter to arrive, of which it has now. If we just come round and check, we have this fuel filter. Bought it on auto dock, so it took a while to come. I did order I think it was a Bosch one, but this is a Stark one. It looks the same as any old fuel filter would anyway, so I'm going to go with that. And it's got a Crosland one on there anyway, so yeah, in a moment we will be undoing those and changing the fuel filter. Nice easy change on these, as long as the clips come undone, which they are fairly recent of course, as is the filter, but unfortunately it's sucked up all the old rust from the old fuel tank. Thankfully we've got the new one on now, as we've mentioned in the previous video. Another thing I just wanted to quickly draw attention to are these new tyres. I say new tyres, they are old stock, but they are Falcon Euro Winter, I believe they're 15570s, yes, 15570 R13 75Ts. So yeah, fresh, decent tread on them. So we'll be putting those on the other 4x4 wheels, which are painted in the correct colour, and then they will go on here, because obviously at the moment we've got a sort of, I wouldn't say they're a summer tyre exactly, but they're not exactly the winter fitment like these ones are. So we're going to get some tools now, and then we're going to go and start on the fuel filter. Here we are, you can see me change the oil filter now, so I'm just going to undo one Jubilee here, and then remove said pipe, and then we're going to grab the other Jubilee, undo that, hopefully you can see there, and then that can come out like that. And for reference sake, oh, if I don't dribble petrol absolutely everywhere. Oh, you can actually see all of the dirt in there. That looks great. For reference sake, the filter is at the top, so towards the pump. So that's how we will fit the other one. This one here, we've got the filter up towards the top, the gap at the bottom. So we'll fit this end like so. Make sure it goes all the way on, and then we will do that clip up. Want to do it fairly tight. Obviously, you don't want it too tight, but it crushes all the plastic in the filter. You want it tight enough so that you're not going to leak any fuel, that's for sure. And then you want to put the other end on, of course, again nice and tight if we can, and then we'll do up this one, and then essentially I think we're pretty much there for running, if I can remember rightly. It's been a while since I can remember everything we've done under here. We've been spending so much time underneath recently and doing the suspension and brakes. So we're going to look at getting it running, and then hopefully it'll run nicely now that we adjusted the carb when we first got it. So let's go with that. So I've just connected the negative terminal again on the battery, made sure that we're out of gear, put a bit of choke on, and then we're going to pump the throttle a few times. Let's see what happens. There we go. Let's just check that there's no leaks. You'll see the filter's nice and full there. See there's a bit of crud that's still come up, but only a tiny bit that should be left in the tank, so let's hope that that's all there was. We'll keep an eye on that, make sure it's all fine. But yeah, there appears to be no leaks from the pipe, so obviously that's what you want to check. Running once again. You see the fuel is all cleared out now. It's been running for a while. It's getting in nicely. The fan's coming on when it needs to. The gauge is where it needs to be. Annoyingly, it's not quite running perfectly. I'm playing with the idle to try and get it to run a bit better, but I think it might need a bit more of something. Now, there's not a lot of fuel left in the tank, and I don't know how old the fuel is, so the next thing on my list is going to be put some decent new petrol in and see how that goes. Ultimately, it might need a bit of a clean through the carb as well, especially if it's sucked in any of that rust from the tank, so it might be worth doing a bit of a clean up there as well. So that's next up on the list for the running side, but I've given it a quick go up the road. It does drive fine. As I say, temperature is right where it needs to be, which is really good. It brakes fine, the handbrake's good, goes through the gears really nicely. Obviously we've done the service and everything, so everything's really smooth, really nice. Just need to fettle that last bit on the old bit of the running there, and then hopefully this will be a really good runner and we can get to the MOT nice and easily. While I was running it down the road, the clutch didn't feel amazing. The clutch pedal was really low basically, so as soon as you came up slightly you were all the way off. So what I've done is I've adjusted the 10 mils on the end of the clutch cable there. If you undo the first 10 mil, then you can adjust with the second one that's closest to the bush there. And I've tightened it up so that the clutch pedal now sits higher, and now I actually have a decent amount of clutch pedal, and the feel was really good. So I'm really happy with the clutch and it's working absolutely perfectly fine, so that's good as well. So that's another thing we can tick off the list. One thing I didn't mention about the tyres just a moment ago, these 155 7013s, you may notice they were a different size to the 145 8013s that are on there already. Now on the 4x4s you have to be careful of the fuel filler on the driver's side rear, so that when you put wider tyres on, of course the 155s are wider, they get ever so slightly closer to the plastic fuel filler, which is unobtainium for the 4x4. But yes, luckily the 15570 is almost a direct replacement for the 14580. These are a bit harder to find, especially in winters now, with everything going on. Oh, and look who's here to play. It's the cat. She's come back for the video. So yeah, I'm happy with 15570s. I've seen them used a lot by the UK Panda 4x4 crew, so we will be putting those on, and that will be fine. Now, I did say I was going to put some fresh petrol in, maybe clean out the carb and hope for the best, but unfortunately I've just looked in the new fuel filter and you see there's some not so nice stuff in the bottom of there as well. So I'm guessing that there's a little bit of crap left in the lines. So what I think I'm going to do is, obviously I'm not going to do it now because I don't have the right tool, but I want to vacuum out all of the fuel that's in there, and hopefully it brings up all of the rubbish with it. And obviously I don't want to bring it through the pump or the carb, because it's thankfully stopping before the filter, obviously collecting in there. So I want to suck it all out, and then I want to fill the tank with a full load of new petrol, and then run it and see if we still have the same problem. If we do, then it looks like we may have some stuff left in the tank, but I'm hoping because it's a brand new tank that we only just have a little bit left in the lines. So we're going to go with that first, and obviously if that doesn't work, then unfortunately we will have to remove the tank, I would imagine, to clear it out. Although I'm hopeful, because obviously it's a new tank, that, well, yeah, I'm hopeful that it'll be fine. So we'll see how that goes, but yes, that is a plan. We will need to look at that properly. Obviously the issue that we had before is still there, and that's probably why we're getting a bit of hesitation when we're asking for a bit more fuel. So yeah, we'll go with that. So as I need to wait to get the right equipment to sort the next part of the running troubleshooting, we're now going to look at the twin sunroof. So this is the front sunroof, this is the rear sunroof. This is measuring from the front. We have 22 centimeters across for the metal bar on the front one. On the rear we have 24 centimeters across from the front, and then 36 centimeters from the 24 centimeters for the next bar. Just for reference, I know it's not the best drawing, but if you need to know, that's what they are, because that came off of Chris Wood's twin sunroof, so thanks to him for getting me the measurements on that. So these black caps, I'll admit they're not the best, because, well, I'll just show you some that are off here. It's a black cap with a hole in it with a pin, just a metal pin, which just fits inside. And obviously I've put the black cap on the canvas side, and I've put the the pin through the bottom of the canvas with the bar in it. And then I've used a set of mole grips with a cloth on top to try and protect that, and when doing it up it obviously clamps them together almost like a rivet kind of thing. Annoyingly, the length of this has actually caused the damage to the top of here. I did initially try to do it with the original tool, but I could not get enough leverage on it to be able to do it, and it was damaging the black cap quite badly because obviously there's no protection on either side there for it. So I went with the mole grips, and I've got them on there, and obviously the roof is a lot more taut now. That's the ruler that I was using to measure. But yeah, it's obviously a lot more taut now, so I've got a bit of spring in it rather than just a lot of bounce, because before all the water was collecting on it and falling in, and that was it. So now we've got those. I mean, you can see a few marks on the caps, but ultimately they're not too bad, and hopefully the twin sunroof will now function and not let any water in, so that would be great. So yeah, that's something. If I just come to the inside here and open the roof, then hopefully we can just pop that up and then come to the outside, and then you will be able to see the bar and how it's attached with the pin at the bottom. Just runs all the way across, and it sort of all holds it together. So yeah, that's that one. That's one other job complete. So that's the sunroof done. I don't know if I'll be able to do anything with those caps, annoyingly. I think the original one's possibly even chrome on the original cars. And I don't know, maybe the pins on those ones aren't as long or something, so that when you put them together, it doesn't cause damage to the cap. But that's what we've got, and that's another job down. So that's something that we've actually managed to successfully complete, and we'll get on to the running another time. Next up as well, we've got obviously some interior bits to do. I've taken off the old dash, which was broken, so it needs the new dash putting on. Needs a few other bits sorting out, as when I drove it down the road, the handbrake light was still on, which is apparent because it doesn't actually touch the switch for the light, so I need to sort that out, and a couple of other bits. The indicators work and stuff like that, but just need to do a check on everything before it obviously goes for paint and an MOT. So yeah, that's where we are. Thanks for watching, and hopefully there'll be another one sometime soon. Obviously it's just finding time to work on it at the moment with all the other projects going on, but this is how this is how it is. So yeah, thanks for staying tuned and watching. I know it's been a while since the last one, but there's always stuff going on behind the scenes, and this car will hopefully be finished sometime in the relatively near future. Take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.